denizens and the tribes of the internet. This is Uncle Monkey, and this is episode 1 of The Fool's Errand. Fool's Errand is a game that I played way back in the early 90s on my dad's Macintosh that he got from school. He used to bring me home whatever games he could copy from other teachers or other students or whatever at school. And essentially, this was my one of my favorite games growing up. So the basis is, or the premise is, this is a story about the fool and his errand. It's a puzzle game, all right? So each piece of the story has a puzzle associated with it. In addition, it has a meta puzzle, which is that each section of the story also has a piece of a puzzle, which is the sun's map, all right? So here we have the very first section of the story, which is basically just a text recap of the prologue. All right. We click on the question mark, then we pull up the sun's map. And each of these puzzle pieces here represents a piece of the story that is unlocked when you start the game. All right. So, along with solving all the puzzles associated with each chapter of the story, you also have to put the sun's map into the correct order and complete it 100% in order to unlock the ending of the game. All right. So, what we're going to be doing in this particular episode is we're going to work on getting the sun's map in order as best as we can. Okay. So, each of these pictures, if you go and look at the story, has keywords, etc., that let you know which part of the story it is. Okay. This one here, to me, pretty obviously is the sun. All right. You want to move your stuff around, you just click on it. You select a large section, it'll move the whole section, etc. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pop back to the sun. And then here are all the chapters. All right. So the next chapter that we have unlocked is the Wheel of Fortune. However, all the stuff in between the sun and the Wheel of Fortune are missing. All right. So if we pop over to the Wheel of Fortune, we'll see he came with a wooden wheel, Wheel of Fortune, etc. All right. We look on here, we have one that looks like it might be the Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to place that over there. The main thing that we're going to be doing in this first portion is trying to get, in particular, the ones that are next to each other lined up with each other. So like here we have the World Strength, Temperance, and the Hanged Man are all together. All right. So on the map, I should be able to figure out which pieces represent those 4 chapters and place them all together. Then we have the Hierophant, the Moon, the Emperor, Empress, Star, and the High Priestess. They're all together. All right, so I want to get them grouped together. All right, so let's go take a look at the world. And in all honesty, this is probably the world right here. It definitely looks like a globe to me. So let's take a look at the next one, Strength. A fierce lion. All right, if I go back to the map, I see that I definitely had a piece that looks like it has a lion on it. All right, so now let's see, and that looks like they fit together. Indeed, if you look very closely, you can see that this along here actually looks like the top row of the keyboard and then the second row of the keyboard. Okay, so that kind of stuff right there is also going to assist us in putting our stuff together. So whatever's before the world, the Page of Pentacles, it would come here. And then it will lead into the world and then into Strength. All right. So let's go take a look and see if we can figure out which one is Temperance. A stone bridge with a crystal clear pond. Well, we definitely have something that looks like that. And it looks like it fits in very well. All right, so that is more than likely Temperance. And then after that would be the Hanged Man. And in all honesty, I don't really need to actually go look because here I've got a noose and they line up. very nicely. All right, so these four are together. We're not sure where they're going to sit on the map itself, but we know that these four all link together. And then whenever we get the Page of Cups, it's got to go right there. All right. So let's take a look at the Hierophant. We've got a hidden fortress atop a lonely crag. All right, let's see if we got something that looks like that. A lonely fortress atop crag. All right, I'm going to guess that this is it. Okay. After the Hierophant comes the moon. And the moon looks like it connects right there. Okay. So whatever comes after the moon should, the Emperor, click and fit in right there very neatly. So let's go take a look at the Emperor and see if we can get some clues. We have a whiff dove. Small bird with 3 wings, 2 heads, and 1 leg. Well, that kind of looks like this, doesn't it? 2 heads, 3 wings, 1 leg. And if we look, it connects very neatly to the moon. All right. So connecting to that, then we should have the Empress. She has 2 shadows, a black hand, a crystal sphere with 5 mouths. Let's see if we could figure out what that might be. So I'm not actually seeing anything that immediately brings that to mind. But this one here looks like it's probably the only thing that actually connects, right? And it's got a letter V, which could represent the Roman numeral 5 for the 5 mouths. So let's leave that there and see if the star fits to that. It looks like it does. So I think that this has definitely got to be the Empress, then the star, and then the High Priestess. Remember her from the prologue. She's the one that started this whole ruckus off. And you see on this one, we got 1 of 2, so you can scroll down. I'll take you to the second part. Looks like a desolate plateau with an explosion of crimson fire. That could be this, and it looks like it connects. So let's leave that there for a minute, and we'll come back to it. It's lightning, but it's not fire. But you remember in the beginning of the prologue, she was shooting the fire off, okay? So the next ones that are connected looks like Judgment, the Tower, and the Devil. All right, I'm going to guess that this is the Tower, and this is the Devil, probably with the pitchfork. And Judgment is usually... I would think it would be the scales, but it doesn't look like the scales are going to fit. So let's go take a look and see what we got for Judgment. We have Sands of Time. So that one's got to be the Hourglass. And where's my Hourglass? Right there. Okay. So then we've got these 3 all linked together. Then we have Death, the Magician, and the Lovers. And the Lovers is going to be the last one. And I'm guessing that's going to be this one with the heart. And it's probably going to go right there. So for now, let's put that right there. One back from that is the Magician, and one back from that would be Death. I'm guessing that this skull mountain-looking cave thing is probably Death. no, it says Za. So actually, that would be this one. It would be death. There's the banner with Za. And then the magician. What has he got going for him? Well, he's going to tell you that the map is all jacked up. That's not super helpful. He's got 4 objects on a table, a tattered robe. Okay, well, that's got to be the magician then. I don't know what the sun's got to do with it. No, there's a dark cavern. Oh, it's 4 pages. Let's take a look at the rest of the pages. Aha, there we are. We looked back at the magician's cave for encouragement and saw that it resembled the shape of a skull. So that's that. And if we pop back to the sun, then we'll see that we've got these 3, and that's got to be, so that's got to be the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, a set of scales. So that'll be Justice. After Justice is the Chariot, Broken Wheel. Okay. So this would be the Chariot. And that just leaves this last one to be the Hermit. And you see a confusing tangle of crooked paths. So I'm going to say that that is the Hermit. All right. So as of right now, we've got the sun's map in as good a position as it can be. The fact that we see YZ right here tells me that it's probably going to be over here somewhere. Perhaps even in this upper corner. So let's guess with that. Chariot, Justice. Wheel of Fortune, Justice, Chariot, and the Hermit. All right. So now I've got my map nicely organized. Everybody that can be grouped together is grouped together. And then as I go through and do each puzzle, it'll unlock a new section of the story. It'll unlock a new section on the map. There'll be one of those little crosses for me to click. Okay? If I come in here after I complete each puzzle, then there'll only be 1 plus for me to click, and I'll know for sure that that's the next chapter. And then all I got to do is just stick everything together where it belongs. All right? So that concludes this episode, the beginning of the sun's map. I hope to see you next time when we will take on the Wheel of Fortune puzzle.